What's going on, Investomaniacs? Knight Rider here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Etsy and their fourth quarter 2018 results. The GAAP consensus earnings per share estimate was 21 cents. The whisper number was a big 28 cents. Etsy delivered a massive beat with 32 cents per share. Revenue was expected to come in at $194.9 million. Etsy delivered another beat with 200 million. Shares rose about 7.1% in after hours, and the dang stock was already up 4% in normal hours trading, so it's a pretty dang good day if you're an Etsy, which I am. After the spike today, after hours, Etsy is currently trading at 97 times earnings, which might sound expensive, but how many companies do you know that are growing revenues at over 40% and are profitable at all on a GAAP basis? So that's pretty dang impressive. Gross merchandise sales is at $1.2 billion for the fourth quarter, which is a 23.1% year-over-year increase. And you can see we have accelerated gross merchandise sales growth on a percentage basis and obviously an absolute basis, which is extremely impressive to have accelerating growth with a company that's been around as long as this. Our revenue at $200 million is up 46.8% year over year. Again, we're seeing accelerating revenue growth, but that is at least in part because in Q3 2018, they increased seller fees. So that's why you see that big gap from 30.2% revenue growth to 41.3% revenue growth. That was because helped in large part because they increased seller fees. Now in 3 quarters, so Q3 2019, that's going to be the time where they're going to have really hard comps. The revenue percentage growth is going to come down a lot, and that's when we're really going to have to ask ourselves, do we want to sit that quarter out? Do we want to let the stock maybe come back a little bit, or do we want to stay in? But at least for now, I think everything's good. Net income on a GAAP basis was $41 million, 32 cents per share. Active buyers is at 39 million now, which is 18% up year over year. Active sellers is at 2 million, up 9% year over year. And 36% of gross merchandise sales is coming from international, which is growing at 30% year over year, which roughly speaking, I think means that domestic is growing around 20%. Statement of operations all looks pretty good. Nothing too different there. Balance sheets. You can see we have our short-term investments of $257 million, which roughly offsets our long-term investments of $276.5 million. But then we also have our cash and cash equivalents of $367 million. Also, just today, they announced that they opened a $200 million line of revolving credit. So there's that. And then in terms of stockholder equity, about 1% difference. So nothing to really write home about there. Everything's pretty good. Cash flow from operations is up 188% year over year from $69 to $199. That's full year, not fourth quarter. So everything's good. It was a great quarter. Hope you guys have a great day.